Welcome to Planet MicroCap. I'm your host, Robert Kraft, and joining me today is Rachel Goldman. She is the CEO and director of Paramount Gold Nevada Corp. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is PZG on the NYSE American, and Paramount will be presenting at the upcoming Precious Metal Summit Beaver Creek happening September 13th through 16th, 2022. For more information, please see precioussummit.com. And with that, Rachel, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Robert. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Another virtual day in Beaver Creek. Never
Well,
changes here.
We'll look forward to seeing you in person, perhaps.
Absolutely. Same here.
Good.
So we actually did an interview together about a year ago. But before we get into some of the highlights and updates since then, for those that missed our last interview or any of the interviews we've done together or haven't heard of Paramount Gold, what would you say is that quick overview of the company?
Sure. So Paramount, we're a microcap. As you mentioned, we're only listed in the U.S. We're U.S. domiciled, and all of our assets are also in the U.S. as well, which I think makes us a little bit unique. Our two main assets are based in Oregon and in Nevada. So Oregon also makes us a little bit unique. And in fact, our project in Oregon is called Grassy Mountain, and it is moving through the permitting process there and will, in fact, be the first mine ever permitted in the state of Oregon. So this has been a perhaps a bit longer than we'd all hoped and expected process, but given that we're the first, that's probably not unexpected in some ways. But we are moving along, and we should have a significant catalyst coming up in the next, I'd say, couple of months. That will be what's called a notice to proceed from the state of Oregon, which will then start a 225-day clock, after which they issue draft permits. So we're moving that project along really nicely. It's going to be a significant de-risking event. You're also going to see an update to our feasibility study from 2020, really so that we comply with new SEC rules, but it will put some fresh numbers around Grassy. And as well, our second focus project, which is called Sleeper, which is based in Nevada, which hasn't had an update to its study in many years. Really, the last study was done in 2015, and there hasn't been significant work done there. But over the past year, we started to do some additional development work, and again, prepping for an updated resource statement and an updated PEA, which will be out later this fall.
Very good. All right. Well, you kind of hit on my next question a little bit here because, like I said, it's been about a year since we last did our interview. We published that on September 2nd, 2021. You mentioned a lot of things that the company has been up to during that time. But what would you say are some of the company's main highlights that you'd like folks to focus on that the company has accomplished since the last time?
I mean, really a key milestone for us will be this notice to proceed from the state of Oregon for Grassy Mountain. So this will be based off of updated permit submissions that we made in December 2021. And we're right now sort of in the final phases of a very collaborative process up until this point with the regulators. And it basically is a process for them to ensure that they have all the information that they're going to be needing in order to properly write these draft permits, because then they have a pretty strict timeline to stick to in order to issue those. So, it's the furthest that any project has ever gotten in the state of Oregon. And to be clear, Oregon has never rejected a mine. They've just never seen a project that was advanced enough with the right thinking around it to move it through their permitting process until Grassy Mountain and Paramount's ownership of it came along 6 years ago. In 2016 was when we first acquired the project. So that is really the key catalyst for us in the coming months, along with these updated studies. We also have an additional exploration project called Bald Peak, which we picked up in Nevada, and we're waiting for drill permits on that. And, depending on the timing when they come in, you could see us drill it this fall, or perhaps we'll be waiting until next summer, again, depending on timing and logistics there.
Absolutely. So with that, I mean, from what you can tell us, you've kind of already gone through some of the near-term catalysts that folks should really be paying attention to. But if from what you can tell us, what's that one thing? All right, you talked about the notice to proceed. Kind of give them a little color on that too. What should people understand most about this? In terms of time frame of getting the notice to when, now we're constructing the mine and going from there.
Right. Yeah, I think one of the main things that people should keep in mind with our company is between these two assets, we have in excess of 4 million ounces of total gold resources, all based in the US. The sector has been under pressure. Smaller cap names have been under pressure. But I think the uncertainty around the permitting regime in Oregon also explains a lot of that discount to other peers of our size. And so this is why, anything that shows the market that there is, a positive move forward on the permitting, I think will be an important catalyst. I mean, there's what we see as a company in terms of our ongoing interactions with the agencies, and then there's what the market can point to as definitive progress in a jurisdiction that has yet to permit a mine. So it is really a very important catalyst. 225 days after we receive that notice to proceed, the state will have completed an environmental assessment and issued draft permits. 140 days after that, they'll issue final permits. And so depending on what the draft permits say, there could be some opportunity for pre-construction activity, road work and whatnot. But the bulk of the major construction decision for this project, which at the moment has about $100 million capex, would be made after the receipt of final permits.
Very good. All right. Well, Rachel, with that, where can our audience go and find more information on Paramount Gold?
Yeah, you can find it on our website, which is ParamountNevada.com, or follow us on Twitter or LinkedIn or the other variety of social media outlets out there.
Absolutely. Well, Rachel, thank you so much for joining me today. Really do appreciate it. Good luck. Stay safe. And I'll see you in Beaver Creek.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. And Paramount Gold will be presenting at the upcoming Precious Metal Summit Beaver Creek happening September 13th through 16th, 2022. For more information, please go to PreciousSummit.com.